listener. It's episode 18 of Snap on This, a Marvel Snap podcast, brought to you by myself, LaurenWhatevs, and my co-hosts. It's an even-numbered episode, so we're going to throw it to Ben first. Ben, how was your week in Snap? And keep it snappy.
Dearie me. Okay, I'm going first and endeavoring to keep it snappy, as I always do. Okay, I had a week in Snap. As predicted last week, a certain amount of cooking has transpired. It needed to be done. You know, not to say that I don't enjoy it, but I did feel like this was a matter of necessity this time around. So I was trying some new things. I had a lot of fun. I finally got around to playing Scream. I'd played Scream like briefly when Scream came out, but mostly I'm a little bit averse to playing the hot new thing, and it just felt like the hot new thing for like too long. And I don't know. I felt like the heat died down, and it was time for me to dip my toe. And dip it, I did. I built a cool Scream deck. It was a lot of fun. I won a couple infinity ticks with it. Nice. And it was doing well on ladder, but then you know how like it'll be doing well one day and then everything goes horribly wrong and your deck is like trash and you're like, how was this so good yesterday? Except I had a very clear explanation when that happened, because the yesterday was the day when hot location was taco truck, and I was doing penny Parker things, and taco truck may have been kind of propping up the deck, but it did have it was performing very well. And it once things went back to normal and the taco truck disappeared, it didn't like entirely turn into a pumpkin. It wasn't totally bad, so I've still kept it assembled and I'll keep working on it. But I did move on a little bit to my next experiment, which was pretty lazy, honestly. The thing I was thinking about was, you know how I remarked that like Luna Snow is not the most different card from White Widow. There's a certain similarity there. And there's this deck that I've been meaning to come back to. It was the Werewolf Heimdall deck that I played to my first global top 1000 in the Young Avengers season. So I just dusted that deck off. I went back through my squares. I found the one with that deck because I had to disassemble it in the collection because not enough deck slots, because, you know, the three things I talk about. Anywho. So yeah, I referred to the square. I rebuilt that deck. I put in Luna Snow instead of White Widow. And I knew that would like not, you know, it was a well-balanced deck before in terms of like curve and stuff. And I knew that this was going to like make it wonky, and it is a little wonky, but the win rate is still very good and the cube rate is good. And it's, you know, it's doing well. So that's what I've been playing mainly. And that's the only change I've made to it. And I'll probably tweak a couple other things in the next week or so, depending on which moods strike me. But other than that, I've been playing a Galacta Surfer deck. You know, it's just Wave Flourish with Galacta in it. Uh-huh. And yeah, those are the three decks I've mainly been playing this week. Other than that, we just had a good Token Tuesday. Pretty exciting stuff. 1,200 tokens for 1,500 gold. I didn't realize there was about to be a very good gold bundle. I think that's out today, though I haven't checked the shop. I don't know if it'll still be there by the time you hear this, but
I don't know if I have enough gold for it. It's got like beast. It's 3,500 gold, I believe. It's got a beast and a devil dino. Huh? 3,500.
Yeah, 3,500 gold for 3,000 tokens, right?
For 3,000 tokens and two variants.
And the two variants.
Yeah,
and they are good variants. At least, I mean, you know, it's all subjective and all that good stuff. Eye of the beholder, but this beholder, I think it's a cool beast that I would totally play if I had it.
Yeah, but, I don't have enough gold to even consider.
So the next good Token Tuesday is on the 31st, or should be on the 31st.
Keep your eyes peeled for it.
Yeah.
You need
and then who knows what's happening in January, because there are a couple weird ones in the Datamines, but I bet they're just normal good Token Tuesdays. So I'll update your Token Tuesday forecast next month when I know more. So yeah, I think that's been about my week in Snap.
I don't remember what the date is, but there's a gold bundle in the Datamines that has anti-venom in it. I kind of think that's if you're interested in anti-venom, that's a better use of your gold than tokens.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't have it, it's
good call.
Although then you have to acquire it again later. I don't know.
I really don't like that about card acquisition. I really wish if you got a variant and you don't have the base card, you just got the base card at that time. But whatever. All right. Our other co-host, I mean, you've heard her already, but Ree. How was your week in Snap and keep it snappy?
Okay. I have a couple small tidbits. First, I would like to issue a correction on behalf of the sins of pastry for Hydra Bob, who I said I'm like, I kind of wish I got Silver Sable instead, and it's like, that's not true. Hydra Bob is way too OP. I have played him in like almost every deck since I got him, and
very good.
I had a 116 Hydra Bob today from like Galacta and like Shuri's, I don't know, like a bunch of nonsense. And then you can move him if you want by snapping.
Yeah.
Anyway. So yes, and Silver Sable I would not have played in all those decks. Hydra Bob is just a 1/5 stat stick that you try to angle to not let them use against you. So that, then what else I've been doing? I've been most of the week I've been playing Penny Parker, and trying to learn all the ways to make her happy, so she can be the best she can be. And I didn't realize until Bennett said it that it was a hot location that day. Because I was like, I'd been playing like Tall Geese, my Destroyer ramp deck, and I was just like, oh my god, like, when you get the taco truck for the first time in Penny, and if you like hadn't thought about it because you just hadn't, and you're like, oh, it will go in Penny, like, girl loves a chimichanga, like, it's just, I like the first time it happened was like, oh, I wish so hard I had a snow guard so I could send a fucking bear to terrorize that taco truck, so I could get my girl Penny another one more chimichanga. Okay. So yes, and she's great, and you weren't lying. A lot of people are using her to ramp Wiccan. I think you guys were saying last week. I also played her in Safety's Eye of the Cobra, which is his version of a Wiccan Galacta, and that's pretty good. Although I did lose, I lost second match of Gold Conquest to a Doom deck, which I'm still figuring out. In which the answer, I believe, I will talk about it later, so leave it to then. And then did some fun. I don't know. Usually sometimes bounties annoy me, but when I let myself have fun with them, and you build stupid decks, you're not actually trying to win, and then you do some bullshit. I had a one game I think I shared where it was like I had a Misery on Hood on Camertage, and it was like I had to build an Onslaught Mojo deck for bounties, so I had like a million demons that I played out on turn 6 with a Patriot Mystique on board. Bunch of wood teds. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. It's like, that's the joy of bounties. Where would I run into this stupid situation? That was glorious. Won me the game. And then the final thing I wanted to mention is I did run across one other really cool deck by Buddy, right? His Loki Hammers deck, a different, not a Frigga deck, but a Hammers with Loki back. And one is just kind of fun as a Hammers deck, to be honest. And then, Loki spices it up. And I'm really interested wherever people put Loki that isn't Arishem, to be honest. So,
did you say it's a Loki Thor deck?
Oh yeah, you haven't seen this? I just assumed because
no, that seems so weird to me. I get you don't play them both. You're either erasing the hammer from your deck or adding it to a 12-card deck.
Think about if King its-rie is in it, right? You know?
Okay.
Well,
its-rie has 2 uses.
Loki. That's good with hammers.
Okay,
you know?
All right. Uh-huh.
The one time I actually did play Loki, because I was just finally, I had like tagged this deck earlier and I didn't even get to play it till today. And the one time I actually did play Loki, I lost. But like, it's a fun deck. It also like randomly, so it's got, your regular stuff. Hydra Bob, because once again, Hydra Bob is just like, why do you not want a 1/5? Like, there's so many times when you just have an extra power to drop. Why not just have, an extra energy to use? So, like, why not just have 5 more power, Like, it's so wrong. I'm so disgusted on behalf of Martyr. I know I keep saying it, but every time.
Yeah, I tried to play her in a deck this week, and I couldn't make room. Couldn't make room in a world with Hydra Bob. I was like, surely it must be sometimes correct to play both of them, but like, I don't know, Hydra Bob just head and shoulders ahead of Martyr, unfortunately.
He's so OP that I let myself be mean to him. I was building like Safety's deck, which has Kitty Pryde and Zabu and then Hydra Bob, and I have like Ink Rainbow Crackle, Kitty Pryde, with like I don't know what I gave her, probably like a black cosmic border or something. I forget what she's got on her, and like Zabu with an orange cosmic and white crackle, and then just Hydra Bob, not even upgraded next to him. And I'm just like, what Hydra Bob? Can't afford any crackle borders on that henchman's salary, is what I thought to myself. And normally I'm not mean to my cards unless it's Corvus Glaive who deserves it, but
you sure told Hydra Bob. Dang, Ree. Got him.
I know. I'm just mad because I want to play Martyr and I can't because Hydra Bob's there. Anyway, so just to finish up with this Buddy Loki deck, a couple other fun cards in it. Fastos. I never remember how to say it. He's just a fun card. Honestly, I love any deck. Right, Ben, he's so fun, but he's so easy to cut, but it's just like anytime we get to
he's
play him,
a little
I'm hyped.
clunky, and there's usually like something about the deck where it's like, oh, but if the discount hits this thing, it doesn't help, or like, something like that. Like there's always some weird edge that you wish you could sand off the situation when you're trying to have Fastos at the party, but I don't know. I do love him. Right. He's a lot of fun.
He is. When you see a deck someone else put together and they're like, Fastos is in the best configuration of it, I get hype. I'm like, yes, I just want to play him. Okay. And also this deck has Scarlet Witch, which like I used to hate because I'm like, I don't know what she's gonna do. And therefore I hate it because I fear unknown change. And then but then like I started playing her some and it's just kind of like, I don't know. And she's so cheap at too, because I'm used to playing Legion and pulling Legion scams. And it's like, but I do this and other things. I would do it early. Anyway, do it early, do it mid, do it late.
You know who's cheaper than Scarlet Witch though? Our girl Nico Minoru.
Yes, but you have to. Yeah, I know. I do love a Nico.
I don't know. Like, I understand these are different cards that do different things, and Scarlet Witch is fine. I've never been excited about playing her, especially not after Nico, and that's been a long time now. I don't know.
I've always liked Quake more.
Scarlet
I think Quake is the fun.
Yeah.
Quake is the fun location scam at 2/3, but I probably underrate Scarlet Witch. I know she's good.
All right, and they're good, and you can do things with Quake you can't do with Legion, especially early in the game, like like swapping around the one where your cards switch and stuff, like that kind of fun stuff. But I won't lie, nothing hits like the Ultimate Legion games for me. Okay, but yeah, so this deck was fun and cool, and I just kind of enjoy playing King E-Tree, to be honest. It's just kind of fun, although sometimes I forget to activate, and the next turn I'm like, should have hit him last turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a learning process. But
Been there.
Yeah, that was me. That was my week.
Great. My week. I talked about cooking soon. I didn't cook, except for the way you always cook for bounties. That is something that I do. That's one place where I will fiddle with a deck. Try to make the most efficient machine possible to destroy 15 cards in a single game and also fill the board, something like that. Killmonger can rack up those kills.
You're a mad woman, Lauren. Don't try to do those two bounties at the same time.
I always do those two together because I'm either filling the board and then killing them all, or I don't draw Killmonger, so I can work on them both at the same time. Galactus also good at doing them both, because then you only have one location to fill. And you get a bunch of kills in the process. Anyway, my dog's gonna yell at me. I played 3 decks, a decent amount this week. One of them was Rhee's Hammer deck, which was super fun. I didn't get to use Frigga that much, but it was still fun. And I made some very, very big Beta Ray bills. And I like new Stormbreaker. 0-3 that's a good card. Obviously, you have to do some work to get to it. It's like, I'm not about to say Beta Ray Bill is a good card, but when you get 0-3s, you're not upset. That's what I'm saying. The second one was I tried the Penny Parker weekend missions. I threw her into a Wiccan Galacta thing, and that deck is ridiculous. It's so good, so easy to play. And then smooth transition into our next topic, Safety Blade's Doom 2099 deck. I was not planning to get this card, but it just took... I'm so fragile. I did this for Gore too with Den. I should just stay away from Den and Safety Blade content because they make cards sound fun. Safety was like, this card is way too easy to be way too good, and I was like, oh, that sounds kind of fun, and I kind of want to goof off with a deck building type that I hardly ever am going to use. So I grabbed it and played it and cruised through 3 gold conquests easily in a row. Went 9-0. I'll read out this one. Hopefully Safety Blade shared it somewhere, or I'm going to have to do more complicated editing. It's Zabu, Dazzler, Psylocke, Luke Cage, Doom 2099, Super Scroll. That probably gets changed when you're not facing all the mirrors. Iron Lad, Iron Man, Blue Marvel, Blink, Doctor Doom, and Ultron. He told me he's already switched out the Blink, but I found the Blink to be super awesome for reliably pulling out either Doom or Ultron.
The version I'm seeing on his Blue Sky has Patriot instead of Blink.
Yeah, which, goes great with the Ultron and I guess Doombots. I don't know how you're playing both of those without Blink. Turn 4 Psylocke, it's weird. I trust him, it just sounds weird. I have loved Blink in this. I have pulled out many a Doom using a Blink. Also, when Lad hits Doom 2099, you just know you're in for the easiest win of your life. You're just Lad 2099. It gets so big. And let's just move on. Our topic for the new card this week, Doom 2099. A 4/2. After each turn, add a Doombot 2099 to a random location. If you played exactly one card, Doombot 2099 is a 4/2 with ongoing. Your other Doombots and Doom have +1 power. I don't think it, definitely a combo deck or something like that can go bigger, but I just think this gets so big so easily.
Mm-hmm. Seems pretty consistent having played against it. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like a pretty powerful card to me. I saw some early reactions from people who were unimpressed, and I thought they sounded a little silly, honestly. But, Yeah, I don't know. It seems like a very strong card to me. I don't own it, but I've lost to it plenty. I confess I'm sticking in games when I should be retreating, just because I'm trying to get like a sense of what power I can expect on the last turn.
Yeah, you're learning.
I mean, we're all learning. Yeah. I don't want to make it sound like anyone who thought this card was a stinker or anything is silly, because cards are hard to predict and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Ree, you were saying something?
Yeah, so I was just trying to remember. Okay. No, I was saying I took a Safety Blades Penny Parker Wiccan Galactic deck, just built it and went right into Conquest. Got the first match, and the second I lost to Doom. And part of it was, is learning to retreat, because it's just that it's a new card. I know it's a lot, but like, how much though,
Oh, yeah.
And I'll be honest, I'm not like adding up all the Doombot modifiers yet. And because I didn't care, I just have too many gold tickets to get through. And, and it beat me, and I think it felt like negative style to me when I was starting to look at how do I treat this deck, and it's like, because if they get 2099 early enough, like on 4, and then you're fairly sure they're going to get the Doom, like it's over unless you're like specifically countering that, at least for the stuff I was doing. And so that was the thing. And I do feel like it does feel super strong right now, and probably strong enough, and enough people got it that like junk or whatever the counter to it, that is running around will start becoming prominent as well. And then someone will build a third deck that preys on both. And a third deck will get so big that then hopefully it'll break up some variety.
You're just describing regular old metagame churn.
Yep.
Yeah, I worry that, and you got to let the metagame do its thing, but I do worry this deck it's too strong and too consistent.
Yeah.
For any meta that's not stacking against it. It does have some clear counters. Like I think Clog is very good against it. US Agent, if you're not running Luke Cage, is trouble. And even on its own, it's not very strong if you're not playing Doom 2099 early. Like turn 3, definitely. Turn 4 is fine.
Which makes it feel negative-y.
Right.
It hinges too much on one card.
Snap conditions are very clear.
But it doesn't have as high of a deck building demand as negative has, right? Like if you miss your Doom 99 on 4, there's still cool stuff you can do, and maybe that's what Safety Blades.
True. You can salvage the situation a lot more easily, but like you definitely know when the plan is like when you're firing on all cylinders and it's time to snap aggressively. Like it's very clear in the negative kind of way, but the floor is much higher. You're right.
Yeah,
negative really can go wrong in a way that this Dr. Doom 2099 deck does not.
Yeah, I suppose that's probably why Safety has added Patriot, because then you have a whole other plan for when you don't get Doom 99 in time.
Yeah, Ultron and Patriot, that's just a whole balanced breakfast by itself.
Yeah, and the deck's running Blue Marvel too. So I would not be surprised at all to see this card get nerfed. I know we're only, not even 48 hours into it, but it just... I'm not trying to be like a doomsayer. I am acknowledging it's early. Just saying, wouldn't be surprised. Not that I'm necessarily expecting it. Maybe we'll figure out how to deal with him. Next week's card, Bruce Banner, 2/1. When you end a turn with unspent energy, 25% chance to Hulk out. We have widely panned this card before. I still think it's awful.
Yeah. I'll reiterate it. I think this is the worst card since Emperor Hulkling, and will be the worst card until what's his name? Is it Cobra?
Cobra. Yeah.
Cobra.
This card is better than Cobra.
True.
Is it?
I agree with that. Yeah, I think so. For fun, at least. At least you can have fun with Bruce Banner.
For fun, definitely. Cobra's not fun at all.
Yeah, how is Cobra fun?
That's
At
true.
most, you're like, oh, phew, I was able to play him, and then there's relief. But
Yeah.
Banner could Hulk out.
I'm not saying he's not going to win games. It's just, the same things we've said before. He doesn't give you any information advantage. Just as well as your opponent whether or not he's going to Hulk out. He will absolutely win some surprise games, and that's going to suck for the player it happens to. Like, to the person who's losing to hulking out.
But I think on average, you're donating cubes with this guy.
Yeah. I'll say it again, average of 4 turns for him to pop. So then you're on average spending 6 energy to get.
And it gives us another week for Dr. Doom 2099 to be the main character of the game. So that's exciting.
There is that. Yeah, this doesn't seem like a meta definer at all. Okay, Spotlight friends. High Evolutionary and Ravonna Renslayer. I like that they're at least cards that, are kind of have synergy with Bruce Banner, right? Versus Doom 2099 had 2 discard cards with him. It was weird.
Yeah, I can't decide how much I can't decide how much I care about the cohesiveness, but I do think that although you may believe Ravonna has fallen, she's timeless. She'll be back. She's
But now I pretty much
these
only
are 2
see
good
her
cards
in
to
negative.
own.
And I used to play her. I used to play her all the time. I had a deck that was even called Ravonna, my love. And now she never makes every time I put her in, it's more like old muscle memory that I've now since retrained. It's like, nah, what is she really hitting in this deck? I got put Galacta in this.
I don't know.
I'd be playing more Cerebro.
I think Ravonna is still relevant.
I did play
I don't know.
Okay.
I think you can still build more than one kind of deck with Ravonna, and she's definitely a card worth owning, is my feeling.
When's the last time you played Ravonna, Ben?
All the time. It got Ravonna Surfers
so you should
and
remember
things.
when you last played her.
Yeah, within the past month. I don't know. I don't remember what I played earlier this week.
Ravonna's just sitting staring out a window sometime somewhere you don't come, you don't write. And you're like, I visit her sometimes.
No, I play her in decks with Ironheart and all that stuff, your sages.
Wolfsbane.
Not usually Wolfsbane, I gotta be honest. I'm not much of a Wolfsbane
I just don't remember
believer.
the last time you spoke to her. So. Anyway, so she's fallen. She's fallen.
She's very good in negative, though. That's definitely the last time I played her.
It's a sign of how fallen she is.
She'll be back. This is ridiculous.
I agree that she'll be back.
I don't even know.
High Evo, it's fine.
It's pretty good.
High Evo will also be back.
But it's a very interesting card, especially if you have a small collection, right? You get 6 new cards when you get High Evo, unless you have Wasp, then you get 7 new cards.
Also, High Evo is cool because it's I don't know. Maybe I just have a problem with Ajax, but I think that Abomination is the cool reward card for the Affliction synergy.
And my High Evo deck has
Evolved Abomination is the unsung hero of that entire
Cyclops is very good too.
Mechanical lane. Oh yeah, and Evolved Cyclops is a beast. But
you're right, the A-bomb's the reward
Abomination can pair with a Shuri. So many good things. Honestly, seeing High Evo here, it's makes me want to play him because I had a weird journey. I didn't get High Evo for the longest time because he was so good when he came out, and everyone played him. So I'm just
I think before RSM, I remember High Evo as the card where just everybody got it on release day.
Well, because it was so
I skipped it on
fun.
release because I had to save tokens for spider cards the next season.
Nice.
I remember specifically being like, I'm not getting High Evo. Everyone's getting High Evo, but I need tokens for Silk. That was my thinking.
Yeah. High Evo is fun. And anytime, and that's worthwhile. And a Silk beat me hard. She was just rolling around on a Craven. Like, okay. But High Evo, it's like, anytime I don't see him around a lot, I want to play him because he's fun. And he's only annoying when I see him a lot. Good time. And it's one of those cards that's his own archetype, you know?
Yeah, that's at least two. Because there's the energy saving path and the energy skipping path and the affliction path. And they like overlap a little bit, but
you do a little.
Like our friend Chase loves High Evo, but he's playing it with Evo Hulk and She-Hulk. Doing that.
I'm just saying, if I didn't have High Evo and Ravonna, I would open this week, despite the Bruce of it all.
If I were missing either one, I would probably open this week. But that's I don't know. Bruce is so bad. Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe if I were missing a lot of cards. Maybe if I thought that the mystery one on the end was.
Yeah. They're both great cards to have in your collection. Bruce, if you like that type of card, I like silly random cards, and this just doesn't seem. I don't like output randomness. Right? I want input randomness. I want to be given different things to do. Right? That could be an Arshem, but it could be Nico spells or whatever. Locations. That kind of randomness is great. The kind of randomness where you tell the game what you want to do, and then it rolls a die for you to tell you if you can do it. I want to minimize how much of that I encounter. Right? Everybody obviously compares this to Danger Room because it's a 25% chance. It's just, I'm not going to play with that intentionally.
Yeah, we I don't know. Yeah, we see 25% chances all over the place actually, but it does. We see it directly on Danger Room. But I don't know.
I think it's the first card we've seen percentage on, explicitly, which is interesting.
Yes, it is.
It'll be interesting to see if they tune that at all. Right? Like 25 is a very neat number. What if they're like 30?
I can see with the cards they're putting out now that they eventually put out a card that references Hulks, thereby increasing the value of Bruce Banner.
Ooh.
Potential to turn into a Hulk.
That's very possible.
Tribal is a good idea.
Hulk tribal.
Okay, tribe Hulk. I don't know. Okay. Intermission. On to the side quests. First up, the weekly secret homework. Secret homework was mine to assign this week. I asked you to pick a card in the game and redesign it to make it its ability, stats, whatever, to make it more thematically accurate. So I did not go into this challenge knowing which card I was going to pick. So I, sorted by energy and made it 3 cards deep before I ran into the Hood. One of my favorite cards in the game. But and I would not actually make this change because I love a 1-3 Hood who makes a 1/6. I think it's a very fun card, but not a very thematically accurate card. As far as I can tell, Hood does not summon demons and hang out with them. That's not something he does. What he does do is he has lots of gear. He has a Cloak of Dormammu that lets him teleport and turn invisible, and he has Boots of Dormammu that let him walk in air, and he has guns that he uses to focus his magic. He doesn't need his guns. They're just the focus. I think maybe we've talked about that before. Also, he's like a super duper crime boss, and none of those things say, hey, I make demons. So I was very tempted because of all his cool gear to do like a Nico thing where he rotates abilities or something like that, or maybe like some sort of Swiss Army knife. We could go with a Penny Parker method or something like that. But I thought I would keep it short and sweet. He also at times in the past has had the Norn Stones, which are like Nordic things, and I don't know, those gave him some crazy powers. And he had 4 of the Infinity Gems, and he's like rezzed people. He's beat up Red Hulk with his bare hands. The Hood is not a 1-3, okay? I probably should have made him even bigger than I did, but I made him a 3/6. Reveal. Destroy two cost cards at other locations. Did not specify it's necessary.
Oh, whoa.
It's 2 cost cards.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, so from your
this
side
is
in
a
the opponent's side?
3/6?
3/6, but he can kill your own 2 cost cards.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
but he's not going to because you're not going to play him. He's
Or
going to
you're
kill your opponent's
or you're
2
playing
costs.
Bucky Barnes.
Or yeah, sure.
You made a card to buff Bucky.
Yeah. Yeah.
3/6?
I know 3/6 is good, but there's like 3/7 Swordmaster who's doing good things for you, right? Or discard is a drawback, just like destroying a 2 cost card is a drawback. Okay, maybe
Discarding
it's
an odd card is a messy proposition under the best of circumstances.
okay.
know.
Maybe he's destroy 2 cards that cost less than he does, something like that. Or he's a 4/6. But anyway, I think it's fun. I think the location bit is fun. I wanted to do something that was double because he's got the double
It's very
pistols.
fun. Yeah.
That's true.
So an
That is
animation
great.
where he gets out the double pistols, hones his magic, and takes out 2 random cards. Okay. Next up is because Ben is assigning next week's homework.
Okay. I cheated slightly in that because see the problem is I didn't want to pick a card that everyone likes the ability of. And those are a lot of the unthematic ones. And also I had an axe to grind. In that I've gotten my second failed, right? So, sometimes you set out to make a deck around a specific card, or at least I do. And I'm like, I want to make a deck for this card, and my goal is to not make that card the first cut from the deck, to make it like actually belong there, not just be subbed in for what would clearly be a better card. And I have successfully done that with Spider Woman, and I've only failed once before, and it was Mantis. I do not know what to do for her. And now I had it again, and then I decided, I was like, Jessica Jones. I loved the character. I played the card a lot, like back in series 2 or whatever, 3, when early when I got
She's
her.
great there.
And she's not good anywhere else. So, I was like, well, maybe, but what if Nomura, who I also love, I love playing Nomura, and it's just not a good time for Nomura right now, to be honest. I think that's more the fault than that Jessica Jones was that bad in it. But everyone just had all the tech, the Red Guardians for my it's just what's hot right now in the meta, and these little Wiccan mini ramps and stuff, all the little tech cards, and it just my first 3 games just went really bad, and I was super bitter. So it was Jessica Jones changed to a card I like better and want to play more. And so that's who I picked. And I do think she is thematically appropriate because she really just wants to be left the fuck alone. I get how that is sometimes. But but I was like, okay, but nobody wants to play that. It doesn't go with anything fun. And so what if instead we leaned into her detective nature? Because I read her, all over in the comics, and most of it's about her detectiving. Sometimes with Misty Knight, which is they're my super cool pairing around and be the little rookie kid, along, just I love you so much. Okay. But, sorry, I get distracted. What was I talking about?
Oh, don't be.
Okay, so my redesign...
She's detectiving.
Yes, my redesign for her is, what if she stays at a 4, but she goes to a 4/7 with the ability ongoing, click or whatever, the deck, to see the top card of your opponent's deck.
Oh.
Ooh.
And
that was a good Howard sound.
Little fun animation when you would click on it. It would do, because they already have the little thing where it pops up your opponent's deck or whatever, and then she would show up with the little camera and would flash. And then
I love it.
See the card.
We did so much of tapping on it and then untapping on it and tapping on it.
Right?
So she's sort of like, because there's going to be like one turn where you get to use it, right? Like there's turn 5 and you get to see what they're going to draw on turn 6, right? So like it's kind of like Daredevil, but like better statted, but like with a less potent predictive.
And you could
like
heads up.
That's true. Yeah, if you get her out early, or if you extend exactly. Yeah, so that's very cool, and I like.
I think the stat line is appropriate.
Stats. Yes,
and she's an ongoing now, so she could work with like Spectrum or.
That's true.
Captain America.
That is true.
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
could possibly even buff her up more. You think about a 4/7 man thing. All right.
I almost wonder if she should be a 4/8 because I get like she's up against things like anti-venom and stuff. So like, it's like, I was curious about the right statting for ability, but seeing what your opponent draws is going to draw seems. You would know before they did, which would just make me feel cool inherently.
Yeah, but it's only like one card that you get to know about for one turn under ordinary circumstance. Like I think it could be a 4/8.
That's when you play Cable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess.
Maybe her stat lines maybe need to like modify around to be appropriate to the ability, but I want to play Jessica Jones. Let's play Jessica Jones.
Oh, I totally get it.
Would you play her if she was a 5 and you could see your opponent's hand?
That's too OP, right? Like,
it's very interesting. That's the kind of card that doesn't appeal to me, so I have no idea if that's good.
Which part doesn't appeal to you? Being a 5 cost?
Looking at my opponent's hand. Not interested.
Okay, all right.
My philosophy is very much eyes on your own paper. Just do stuff that works.
Then you start doing too much of your own math, or too much math.
Yeah,
you only have a 1 minute timer.
When you start like worrying about what your opponent is doing, I mean, like you should worry about it just like so you know when to retreat. But like when you start worrying about it like too much.
Ben, no, you're always like, because you don't play tech cards.
That's
You're over there just like building your little power with your little movers and shakers, and you're just like, that's what you're like. I'm just trying to keep an eye so they don't like mess up my Heimdall or whatever. Lauren and I are out here red guardian people, like doing all kinds of
the
nonsense.
number 1 red guardian. Like I love the RG. I'm wiping Madame Webs left and right. He's my favorite tech card, I think, because he's barely a tech card. I mean, what's his specific? He like has no specific hate function.
He's very general purpose, and even if there's not an ability you care about, he's just a 3/5. Like
3/5 at the very least.
We like 3/5s.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I'm just saying you're biased.
Yeah, you're biased.
I see someone's hand.
All right. Well, I like you.
Because what if you saw your hand and then they had this cool animation where it was like several freeze frames of Jessica Jones like taking pictures.
Oh, and then it's like the murder board with the 7 cards spread out with lines connecting them.
With the red conspiracy lines. Okay, anyway.
I would buy that card.
Jessica Jones. Let me do it.
I know. They killed her best synergy, which was Storm.
Right? Boo. She's like, she's almost a Cobra, it feels like. Like, why her as opposed to any other 4?
Yeah. All right. Ben?
Well, now
I think you succeeded, Rhea. I think you succeeded in making her more thematically accurate.
Yeah,
now all I can think about are the wailing guitars in the Netflix series Jessica Jones' opening title sequence.
Good.
That night feeling.
Very good wailing guitars, I tell you. They wail. Anywho, my card. I've sort of had this idea kicking around for ever since before the card even came out. But I've always been sort of bothered by the design of Blob for several reasons. Just all kinds of reasons. There are all kinds of things not to like about the design.
It's a great pick.
But the one thing that I am going to the hill I'm going to die on in terms of quibbling is that Blob is not a cannibal, except for one panel of one mini-series called Ultimatum in 2009, when Ultimate Blob is gruesomely like eating Ultimate Wasp's dead corpse and just like
you eat a dead corpse
chowing down on her intestines. That's not even our Fred J. Dukes. That guy's his first name is Franklin in the Ultimate Universe, so you know he's not even the same dude. Anywho, Bob is not a cannibal except for that one instance, and that's just weird, and everyone agrees that miniseries is not even like good. Point is, he used to have this line of text ongoing, cannot be moved, and that was very flavorful and appropriate because nothing moves.
That's
the
his
Blob.
thing.
That is his thing.
Yeah.
And so I deliberated a great deal on the exact like stat line and what would be appropriate, because there are so many cards already in the vein that I'm about to. Well, all right. Let me just tell you what I ended up with. Blob, 4/6. Whenever this would move, give it +5 power instead. And I had to think about exactly how this would work. One thing where I was like, rules are complicated. How exactly would things function? I think that if, for instance, you Penny Parkered and then you got Spider and you put Spider on Blob, what would happen then? I tell you what would happen then. Then you could drag the card around and you'd drag a ghostly image of Blob. So you could move it to an eligible open space, but Blob would not move. But that's how you would handle things that granted Blob the ability to move, like Cloak, for instance, or that one location, or you get the idea. So yes, there would be a ghostly image Blob that you could move around. Yes, also like I've thought that like Hercules would be. Honestly, I'm like, why isn't Blob Hercules instead? Except like also with the immovable line, I think that would have been a perfect design. But Hercules is already Hercules now. But when Hercules came out, I was like, why isn't this just Blob? Like, why isn't Blob this? I don't know. Anywho, so I ended up with 4/6 receiving a +5, but I wasn't sure that was like necessarily the correctest of correct stat lines to assign. But it just I don't know. That's where I ended up. I went back and forth. It could have been +6 power. He could have been a 4/4.
Yeah, I'm thinking about Vulture, who gets +6 when he does move, and that's less predictable.
That's true.
I think your Blob stat line is safe.
Maybe there'll be an advantage in the fact that he just cannot be moved, and it reminds me of how I like playing Werewolf with Heimdall, to have something that goes against the Heimdall shift to the left. Anywho, I don't know. I'm flexible on the numbers. Not sure I love it, but it makes a lot more sense than what we have right now.
I think it's super fun. Okay.
Is it time for me to lay
both of you
next week's secret homework on you?
Let's do it.
All right. So, as you may or may not know, we are coming right upon the premiere of the 3rd season of What If? And I'm a fan of the show. I like it all right. For one thing, our very own podcast started as a What If on Snap Judgments. So there is no What If season of Marvel Snap, as Marvel Snap lore has been complaining about quite justifiably. I don't know if you've heard his thoughts on that, but well, he's got them. He's got thoughts, I believe. Anywho, but there is a rival season. Right? So you're like, well, what merits its own season? Who among us is to say which Marvel adaptations deserve to be commemorated with a month's worth of cards? Who's to say? We are the hosts of Snap on This. That's who propose a season themed around a Marvel film, television series, or video game. Any adaptation. This can't be a comic book, though. We're not doing a comic book themed season, so don't even come here with your I don't know. Pick one of, big crossover events. Nope. No. Well, you could adapt the television series Runaways.
Oh, okay.
There is. They did one. But anywho, feel free to include potential variants. Give us a whole month of characters, 5 or 6, that is to say. But give us no more than two specific card designs, like maybe one season pass card and one other card. And you can offer vague thoughts on like what the mechanical identity of like the season might be, like how all the young Avengers cared about spending all that energy and leaving nothing on the table and all that. Like you can have a theme if you want to say like what the other cards might care about. But just don't go too buck wild with it. So yeah, if you've got a favorite Marvel video game, film, or television series that has not, been heavily featured in a Marvel Snap season, this is your opportunity to
even if it's
put a little
featured.
shine on it. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. It's up to you two. You follow your hearts.
I know where my heart is. That's all I'm saying. I don't care if it's already been done. All right, sorry. I didn't need to get all dramatic like that.
All right. Nothing to apologize for. Next up, we are coming off of a new patch in the game, and the patch included new titles. So we are going to play Title Tussle 3, also known as Title Threesole.
I was really hoping you would. Yep.
Title Threesole, Snap or Cap. A game in which I am going to read to you titles from Marvel Snap or not. And you're going to tell me if they're real Marvel Snap titles or if they are fictitious Marvel Snap titles that were made to trick you. Heads up, a lot of these came from friends, as usual, and listeners and randos on Twitter. I have way more submissions than I usually have, so if I don't feature yours, I'm sorry. But I tried to include a wide variety. We're going to play with I think it's the same scoring as last time. I'm going to give you 2. I'm going to give you 3. They're worth 2 points as a group, just like in Marvel Snap. If you get 2 of 3 locations, you win. And then you will also get a positive point for any one that you got correct. You can choose to snap to make the 2 points or negative 2 points worth 4 points or negative 4 points. You don't really have to worry about the details. I'll keep score for you. You know what? Right now I'm going to put in a reminder at number 10-ish to give you a score update. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In case anybody wondered if I could count to 10. Score update right there in my notes. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns?
Are there any handicaps available for people who maybe lose every time we play?
Every 2 times.
Points for people who aren't the alternate rules or stipulations to maybe correct for just a general skill disparity among the 2 contestants?
No, you get nothing
for me. Okay.
But I will remind you that all 3 of them could be fake or all 3 of them could be real. And there's at least 1 set of each in that way. Don't try to game my game, though.
I would never.
Okay. I will be putting them in our little Discord chat. Who's going to go first?
I will.
Okay, Ben, seeking a comeback. I wrote the score titles down as L and R. It needs to be B and R. Fortunately, an L is easy to turn into a B. Okay, here we go. Birthday clown by day, ... Dreamstalker Stable Boy. Minor Antarctic Royalty. Which of these do you think are real?
And what's the season these are for again?
Well, February season is Falcon season. Sam Wilson's Captain America season. Brave New World.
Gotcha. I'm gonna say all real.
Okay, and will you snap on this?
And if I snap on this and two of them are real, I get more points. Is that right?
Yeah.
I get 4 points. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's still worth it.
Hell yeah, I'm snapping.
Okay, you're absolutely correct. That's a 7-pointer right off the bat.
Oh no, that's not.
I thought I was going to trick you starting off that way. Okay.
Wow.
I'm impressed. I have no. I don't know who Dreamstalker is. Do either of you know who Dreamstalker is?
Nope, but it has the cadence of a real title.
Okay, I'll tell you. I think the fake ones were good this time. Better than usual. I don't know.
They're usually pretty good. I'm worried.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think
you guys are. I love listening to you sleuth them out because you guys are surprisingly good at it. Okay, Ree. Will haunt your dreams. Guess my gimmick. In my own movie. Which of these do you think are real?
Oh man, okay. No, I want to say they're all fake, but I'm like, would Lauren? I want to like Vizina.
Would I do that back to back?
Of host who would put the false answers in front of me. Okay. I don't think you would actually in meta thinking. So let's say Will Haunt Your Dreams is real, and Guess My Gimmick and In My Own Movie are fake. That's what I'm going with. But I'm not snapping because I lack confidence in myself.
You're not snapping on it. Okay. That would be a 4-pointer because you got it correct and you got 2 of 3. So,
okay.
In My Own Movie is real. Okay. Guess My Gimmick is from our friend Miles Per Minute.
Oh. So. Okay. Huzzah.
Ben. It's you up. Oh, I did the thing where I have bad numbers again. Instead of being 1, 2, 3, it's 2, 3, 4. Here you go. Negative backbone. Not invited to the Splitmas party. Runs on cheese puff fumes.
All right. I don't think the turnaround on Split. Like, I think it's great that everyone has adopted Splitmas or Splitsmas, as the case may be, but I don't think the turnaround time would allow for a Splitsmas themed title in this batch of titles. So I think number 3, or rather number 2, the middle one in this list, 2, 3, 4. The middle one is fake. I think the third one, number 4, is real. And the first one doesn't make a ton of sense to me, so it's probably real. So I think it's real, fake, real.
And it never tickles me how or it never ceases to tickle me when you're like, it makes no sense at all. It must be real. You got it. I should have asked if you're going to snap on it. I thought I might trick you.
But I was a little too worried. I wasn't feeling that confident. Was I 100% on those?
Yeah. That's a 5-pointer. I thought I might have tricked you by calling it Splitmas instead of Splitsmas because I know everybody loves to drop that.
They would spell it if they did put it in the title.
Yeah.
But they just
I know everybody loves to drop that middle S, but I think it deserves to be there. The middle one.
I think it's better there.
It was from Ruka.
Oh, Ruka! Okay, sorry, I get so excited every time I hear someone's name I know.
That's why I share them. Okay.
I'm like the Leonardo DiCaprio gif, like, ah! Okay.
Ree, fighting on Tiamat, totally batrocking this outfit, giving a symbol meaning. Which gerund title belong in the game?
All right, fighting on Tiamat, it's like, okay, so I know there's already a title with Tiamat in it in the game. I remember having seen it. So that makes it more likely this is real, but at the same time, could it be trickery on behalf of her friends? But I'm going to say it's real.
I had to look up, if it helps you at all, I had to look up who Tiamat is. Because I'm familiar with Tiamat, the dragon dog, dragon god. Yeah, no, Tiamat spelled this way. Is it?
This is the big celestial
in the ocean.
Is it the one in the ocean?
Yep.
Okay.
I didn't even notice there was the
if that helps.
I was just screaming at Tiamat. Like, is there any other? Okay.
Well, it's got the same style of misspelling as all those Eternals things. They're all a letter or two off of some established mythological figure.
If it's an actual, legit, reference, though, then that makes it not real for sure. But I'm going to stick with my original because I already said it. But I do think totally bat-rocking this outfit is fake. It feels like the kind of joke Adam would make, to be honest. And giving a symbol meaning. I think that's also fake. You know what? Screw it. I'm just going to say they're all three fake because it sounds cooler and more dramatic that way. Okay. And what do I lose 4 points if I snap and I'm wrong? I'm going to. I do it. Fortune favors the bold. I would like to snap on this.
All right. That is a 6-pointer because giving a symbol meaning is real. But nice job switching on Tiamat. The first one fighting on Tiamat's from Lufku. Totally bat rocking this outfit. You're right, is very Adam-ish, but it's a Scott one.
That's because Scott's the other comic book nerd. I was going to say Scott, but I'm like, you can't cheat and say Adam or Scott. Okay.
I know. Well, and you, I'm trying to double trick you. There's an extra layer of trickery because last time you guys were trying to guess who would be the one who submitted this. So I tried to be a little bit less transparent. Anyway. Ben, number 1, mustache equals evil. Number 2, frolicking through sprinkler. Number 3, lost the mustache. I'm trying to tell a story here.
Yeah, I see that. We got 3 acts.
Some mustaches.
I think that enough of them are real that it would just be safest to say they're all real.
Strategy.
And I'm snapping on it.
Woo! A 6-pointer. All right. Okay, the strategy's coming out. The first one is from miles per minute. Okay. The other 2 are real. Frolicking through sprinkler. Who says it like that? Who says frolicking through sprinkler?
Whatever AI writes their titles says it like that. That's what I think.
Real sounding titles. Okay.
All right. Here's another story of sorts. Just swiped left. Yeah, Ben's kicking ass. Okay. Just swiped left. On your left, but right.
Okay, I think just swiped left. I don't remember what that means. That's I think
that's the disapproval
thing.
Oh, I thought that rejection. Was I like. Oh, is it? Okay. I haven't hung out on.
I feel like that might be real. That might be the kind of real reference they'd make. On your left, though, is fake.
Yeah, it makes too much sense.
Because it's an actual quote, and people would, it'd be fun to have that with Captain America Avatar, and so of course we can't have that because we can't have nice things. All right, so that one's fake. And then 3, I can see either way. I'm gonna say it's real. I can't get myself to snap on this. I'm too insecure.
Okay, that was fake, real? Was that your...
No, it was real, fake.
Real, fake, real? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go with
I just
that.
don't remember the first one. Okay. And you're not snapping. Okay, that's 4 points because the first one is fake. Ruka tricked you. And on your left was submitted by both Miles Per Minute and Adam Snaplore. To make it more convincing, you have to like slightly tweak it, right? Like I don't know, like a bit of a scientist, right?
Yeah, you'd have to say coming up on your left or something.
Yeah,
that isn't
they have them that are just like slightly wrong. I can't remember if I used it or not. I shouldn't say anything.
I have a bit of a scientist. It's like one of the only titles I want because, of course, I tinker with decks all the time. Of more than a Mass Effect 2. Like, anyway, I still don't have it. Every stupid title I'm getting, I'm like, you could have been a bit of a scientist. And then when you play it, like, and you're playing some cool deck, then people have to respect you because it's like, yeah, I'm doing cool shit, not just, whatever. Okay.
I feel like I shouldn't admit this on the podcast, but that is the only title I use, and I use it all the time.
Yeah, it's a very good title. That's one of the few that I use. Okay. Ben, my other car is a T-Rex. Sexy and T-Rexy. The Tyrannosaurus Supreme.
Well, that's just too good.
Sexy and T-Rexy? No, that can't be real. I want it, though. Okay, if someone came up with it, you have to tell us through.
All right. Here's my thought. Wait, why would they have dino themed? Why would we have Tyrannosaurus themed stuff?
I mean, there is like a, what is it, 10 billion BC or whatever that's coming up.
Oh,
dinosaurs are cool. Always.
So I'm just see. We're getting prehistoric
it's possible. It's possible. That would be my explanation if any of these were real.
I'm a little bit concerned that they might all be fake, but I think if one of them is real, it's my other car is a T-Rex.
I agree.
So I'm going to say real, fake, and I probably can't ask what the score is right now, can I? We find out halfway through, don't we?
Yeah.
All right. Well, then I will real, fake. I'll snap on it.
Ooh, okay, that's a 6-pointer.
I need to snap on more stuff.
Sexy and T-Rexy is a creation of yours truly.
Okay, then you get it. I was going to say I'm inventing a new award called the Re Would Rock That goes in Title Tussle for the best fake.
Ooh, were they all fake?
Awarding that to that.
Or was number 3 actually real?
1 and 3 are both real. The Tyrannosaurus Supreme ! Is a real title. Maybe it'll come with a cool bundle of like Devil Dino. I don't know.
Actually, wordplay. They did. Yeah, they did one. It's a
wild, right?
Tiny arms.
I know. It was a great choice for a throw you off title because it's too good for a real title. Okay, next set. 3.
Right. Okay.
Hodis's frenemy. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Multiverse travel agent.
Okay, I think the first one's so weird. It's almost got to be real.
It's definitely weird.
Well, are we talking about President Norman Osborn or something? Like, is this the Dark Avengers thing?
I think the first one is real. I think the second 2 are fake. The second one's got to be fake because once again we have, like a quote from a movie.
Too accurate of a quote.
Yes, and number 3, it could be real. I guess that's the edge of like maybe I would travel agent. No, I think it's real. I'm gonna go real, fake, real. I still
Are you
can't
snapping
snap
on it?
on it, though. I'm so unconfident.
Okay. That is -1.
Okay, I'm glad I didn't snap.
Yeah, you're correct. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all, is fake. They are all fake.
Okay.
The first is from Alexander Villa Gomez. The second is from @SEFB Dragon, and they said they really want that title, just like you said.
Yeah.
And the third one is Snap Variants. What would be the actual version of that quote if it was a real title in the game? It's Mary Poppins, yo. I don't know.
Yep.
Like, it would be something like Mary Poppins eats fish or something. It wouldn't make any sense.
Okay. Ben, one loss from quitting. Fix card acquisition. New deck, who dis?
Wow. One loss from I don't know. I don't even want to talk about too much. People can feel however they feel about losing, and I don't want to shame anyone for feeling however they feel when they lose a game of Marvel Snap. So I'm not going to talk too much about that. I am never one loss from quitting personally. If I quit, it will not be because I lost too many times. But, whatever. Fixed card acquisition. I mean, we love it when the corporations do the self-deprecation. It's just, it's next level comedy gold. But I don't think they would actually do that in this context with this timing. I don't think that one can possibly be real for a variety of reasons. New deck who dis. Completely inoffensive. I could see myself possibly using this if I were earlier in my career when I was more interested in trying to find uses for titles and things. I did sometimes switch it up a little bit. Someone would probably use that. I think that's a good title, and I think it's a realistic title that is real. I think New Deck Who Dis is real. And I think the other two are... No, I think the first one is real, but stupid. Real, fake, real, no snap.
Okay, I mean, you're killing it. You got two of them right. So that's, what is that? A 4-pointer. New Deck Who Dis is fake. Fixed card acquisition is from Models. New Deck Who Dis is from Robert Fish. One loss from quitting is real. I thought that was... depressing. I don't know. Okay, birds aren't real.
Okay.
Wearing a bird costume. And then in parenthesis, bird sounds.
Bird sounds. Okay. Birds aren't real. That doesn't make any sense unless it's a reference I'm not getting. So
it is a reference. I don't know. I feel like I'm not the person to explain this, but you make fun of conspiracy people, but there's a fake conspiracy like the flying spaghetti monster thing, where you're making fun of conspiracy people by believing in a conspiracy that birds aren't real. I don't know.
They're listening.
I can't really explain it.
All right, I will accept your aid in my fallen state. Because that makes me think then that it must not be a real title, because they would do it. They do stuff like Flat Earth 616ers, they always throw it slightly off. So I think that's fake. No. I think wearing a bird costume, that could go either way. It's either a well-written fake one. I'm going to say it's real. I'm going to say bird sounds is fake because when I first saw it, it made me laugh. And what title does that?
Okay, are we snapping on it? Are you snapping on it?
Try and catch up because at this point it's in jeopardy where you're just we're all in and we can't get it's all bad.
You did it. It's a 7-pointer. That's the best you can do.
Yay!
Okay. Birds Aren't Real is from Ryan Wood. Bird Sounds is from Mimic. Okay. And it's time for a score update.
Thanks for giving me a chuckle. Right.
Entertain them while I do math.
Okay. I've got some information on Birds Aren't Real.
Okay. Educate me.
birds aren't real
me.
is a satirical conspiracy theory which posits that birds are actually drones operated by the United States government to spy on American citizens. In 2018, journalist Rachel Roberts described birds aren't real as a joke that thousands of people are in on. Background. Peter McIndoe created the satirical conspiracy theory on a whim in January 2017 after seeing pro-Trump counter-protesters at the 2017 Women's March in Memphis, Tennessee. McIndoe wrote, "Birds aren't real" on a poster and improvised a conspiracy theory amongst the counter-protesters as a spontaneous joke. A video of McIndoe at the march went viral, which started the satirical movement. In 2017, he posted on Facebook, "I made a satirical movement a few months ago, and people on Instagram seem to like it a lot." He later disclaimed the post, saying it was written by a staffer who was fired, and did not admit until 2021 that he did not truly believe the conspiracy. The movement claims that all birds in the United States were exterminated by the federal government between 1959 and 1971 and replaced by look-alike drones used by the government to spy on citizens. The specifics of these theories are not always consistent, not unlike actual conspiracy theories. They claim that birds sit on power lines to recharge themselves, that birds defecate on cars as a tracking method, and that U.S. President John F. Kennedy was assassinated by the government due to his reluctance to kill all the birds.
Oh, he yeah, good on JFK. Save the birds.
And that information came to you from Wikipedia.
Thanks, Wikipedia. Okay. I have no explanation for the numbering on this one. Do we want to keep the same turn order? Yes, we do. Ben.
Oh, yeah.
Not Steve Rogers. 2. Don't tell Cap. 3. Just trying it on. Oh, it came through correctly. On my end, it's 1, 2, 4, but Discord fixed it.
Interesting. Well, not Steve. You know, these all seem like they could be real. I'm gonna say real, and I'll snap on it, even though one of them's probably fake.
It's 7 points.
You're on fire, Ben. When did you become the title master? Have you been training in any mountains? Have you been
Yep, that's exactly it.
Montages.
You know it.
Title montages.
I've been preparing my food in just like the least practical way you can imagine, utilizing all kinds of trivia skills and just general. I guess I'm peeling vegetables with just the sheer power of my guessing acumen. I don't know. I'm not sure what this training montage looks like, but I'm definitely doing household tasks just with my.
It's you like very dramatically being taught by some older, wiser being. Like you're just looking at papers dramatically and pointing, and but it's like the music and the cuts. It's like Wet Hot American Summer style, just jazz
I do.
Up a bit.
And now Title Genius. All right. I think Don't Tell Cap is one of those like slight misquotes, right?
I think so too.
Okay. They're all real.
So hard.
Paragon of filth. Shaved chest into pentagram. Do try this at home.
Honestly, I could see those all being real, but they were all real last time too. But that's also a good way for like a teacher to like trick people on a multiple choice test. I'm just trying to like meta do it now instead of actually looking at the titles.
That way lies madness.
Honestly, they do all just feel like they could be real.
Yeah, I don't envy you this batch.
Unlikely. Okay, I'm going to say Paragon of Filth and Do Try This at Home are real, and Shaved Chest into Pentagram is fake. And I'll snap on it because I know I'm behind. It's my only chance.
I think it's a miss. The top two are real, so I think you swapped two of them. Miles per minute tricked you with do try this at home.
I've been tricked.
Which is a -1. Oh, you said you'd snap on it. So it's a -3.
Oh,
-3.
It's just that it's that time in Jeopardy.
Wait, did I give you guys the score? I did the math. Did I give you this?
I thought you weren't doing it on purpose, and I was like, oh, it's secret.
Oh, nope. I meant to give you the score. I'll give you them now, updated real quick. There's only one more piece of math to do. 35 to 17.
Yeah.
Hey, there's 9 more. I think Ben cracked the game. I'm going to have to change the scoring to be more...
I feel like it's probably always right to snap, but...
I need to make it more inscrutable. I don't know. Ree just lost 2 points that she didn't have to lose because she snapped.
True.
All right.
You just got to be better.
I think the technique of going for all real when you're like, 2 of them are. That's pretty powerful.
Okay. A negative modifier to my intuition currently is affecting me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, we're all just here for fun.
I know. I've gotten used to losing. I don't know how to be gracious in victory.
Title Tussle. No. Okay.
Oh.
Sorry.
I mean, Ree's undefeated so far. Okay. This is Ben's set. Sponsored. Can't say who. That's 1. 2. Vaguely vague. 3. Sigma Enigma.
I'm not giving that laugh to the title. It was the way you said it.
These are... I see what the common thread is, thematically speaking. I'm gonna say... There is something very plausible about the inconsistent punctuation in the first one. The listeners don't know this, but sponsored has a period after it, and then can't say who does not. So it's a sentence and a fragment. And that speaks volumes to its plausibility. Vaguely vague also feels very plausible. We're not saying much there, and I mean that is the point of what's being said also. So so like maybe that's fine. Yeah. Sigma Enigma, those words do rhyme. I am not feeling very confident about this. I'm gonna say real, fake, no snap.
Okay, that's a 4-pointer. Vaguely vague is also fake. Okay. Vaguely vague was Ryan Wood. Sigma Enigma was one of mine because, the child who named this snapper cap is also in my life and calls lots of things Sigma and Skibbity, but I thought Skibbity would be too much of a giveaway, so.
It would.
I still don't know what Skibbity means.
I think it's a good thing most of the time. I'll be like, how was school? And she'll go, Skibbity. Great.
That sounds like an old person saying, not a young person saying. Okay.
I feel like we all sound so chuggy right now.
The slang when I was young, honestly,
our slang was better.
It was better where it wasn't terrible. Okay.
Okay, Ree, here's your set. You ready? Atri Coochie Coo. On a Red Wing and a prayer. On a Red Wing and a prayer. And Hail Hydra Bob.
Oh, Hail Hydra Bob
Hail Hydra
is too
Bob!
good. So that's fake. That feels like a Scott or an Adam.
Honestly, the second one also seems too sensical.
Right. Yeah, I'm also going fake on that. Obviously, we're snapping all the way from here. It's the point where it's like...
It's a given.
You're not... You're just sprinting, and it's like, we may trip, but we be trying the whole time. Okay, and Atri... No, feels like a wet diaper kind of thing where it's like, they did this. I don't want to see this. Don't do this. I like this card. Why? So it's definitely got to be a real fake. And I snap. Okay, I can't, like, in reality snap that.
Okay, that's a 6-pointer. Atrikuchiku is invented that they're all fake. It's an invention of Scott's. Yep, Scott
Which
Denham.
One? Atrikuchiku
is Scott from Snap
You
Fan.
should be ashamed of yourself, sir.
Yep.
That one above everything else that anybody sent me. That one killed me. On a Red Wing and a Prayer is very good. Benjamin Kraut Kramer on Twitter. And Hail Hydra Bob is indeed an Adam invention. Marvel Snap lore. Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks to all of you for contributing. Okay, Ben.
Thank you.
Number 1, driverless human. Number 2, tasteless tastemaker. Number 3, soulless brute.
The third one feels real to me.
It's just so, like, it's not even funny. I think it's just like...
It's meaningless garbage. Soulless brute.
It's like if you're 9, you're like, hell yeah.
I think the first one might be real, but I also think it's fake. So I think I'm going to go fake, real, no snap.
Okay, that would be a 4-pointer because driverless human is real. And that's the one you got wrong. I mean, it's a driverless car, but it's a driverless human. It's not
next level.
It's not very funny. It's
we all
like
driven by parasites. That's
like
really
really.
It feels like 2-sentence horror.
Driveless human.
Not to reference Animorphs 2 weeks in a row, but yeah, yep. I think a driverless human is just any human who doesn't have a yerk in their brain, in their head.
Thank you. Tasteless tastemaker was mine. I just needed another one that had a lus in it. Okay, Ree, here's a fun little set for you. IRL waifu, tad into anime, kawaii but deadly. Ben loves these. It's like Ulu Pim particles.
I forgot that is okay. Thank you for reminding me that is indeed a title. IRL waifu, I think might be fake. It's slightly it's too real. Sounds like something someone made up instead of like Chat GPT generated garbage. Okay.
Yep.
Tad into anime. Maybe is real because it's such a weird way to say it. Like, who would say that I don't know. Okay, so
yeah, no preposition, just
fake,
tad.
Real. Oh, the third one is so good because it could definitely go either way. I'm gonna say it's real, and we snapping, of course, because we behind.
So that was fake, real. I gotta keep better track.
Yes.
I just enjoy your explanations so much. I get into it.
In my head and then out. You know, making room for new things.
It's 6 points. IRL waifu is from Ruka. Kawaii but deadly is from me. Tad into anime, you're right, is a bizarre way to say that, and it's absolutely a real title. Okay.
All right, I did it.
Ben, I have 3 for you in 3 words. Warm. Bonjour. Language.
Well, language, that's a reference. That's a movie reference. And
hard to mess up a one-word reference.
Well, the thing is, they would insist on messing up a one-word reference.
Yeah, I'm with Ben.
I'm certain they would manage to mess up a one-word reference. Like, yeah. So I think language is definitely fake. Bonjour. I mean, like, all that makes me think is There goes the baker with his tray like always. Blah, 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 blah. But that doesn't make it real or fake. That just means it reminds me of a Disney movie like everything else in the world. Warm? I don't want that to be real.
They're also doing a title called Moist.
Unsettling. Yeah. I think Warm is real. I think Bonjour is... I honestly don't know. I just... I know that she really is a funny girl, that Belle. I'm going to say real, fake.
Are we snapping on it?
Ree must be catching up with all these snaps, right?
You had a pretty commanding lead.
Okay, then I'm not going to snap. I'm not going to snap.
That's a -1 point for you.
Okay.
Warm is indeed real. Bonjour came from miles per minute. Language is real.
Language is real?
Language is real. Ree. Here's the loser self-deprecating set for you. Friendless by choice. Broke my retreat button. Finished my dailies hours ago.
Okay, finished my dailies hours ago is fake because it's too sensical, direct meta of a reference. Friendless by choice is the kind of sad title that it feels like they put in there. They love to put in like, do you want to be an edgelord? Are you sad about like the anyway? Okay, so we won't go on. But I do believe friendless by choice is probably real. So that leaves broke my retreat button, which is my one that could go either way. And I'm going to say real.
Okay. Snapping? Just implied that you are?
Yeah, I think we just are because we're so far behind.
Hey, that's a 6-pointer. Broke my retreat button is also fake. Okay. Broke my retreat button and finished my dailies hours ago are both from Snap variants.
Snap variants.
Okay, Ben. A brave new squirrel. Delight mule. This is D''light. Lite. Delight mule. And just a little trash panda.
Okay. Yes.
Brave new squirrel.
I feel like number 3 is not a direct Guardians of the Galaxy quote. At least not that I recognize. I mean, I know there's talk of trash pandas. And the fact that it doesn't strike me as a direct exact quote just makes it seem plausible. Delight mule means nothing to me, which means it's almost certainly real. A brave new squirrel is probably a little too good for them, so probably laugh. Made up. Yep.
Failed the re-litmus test.
Yep, exactly. I think we got fake, real, no snap.
Okay, that is a 4-pointer. I thought a brave new squirrel might throw you off because the movie is Brave New World, but they did a brave new squirrel. That's Scott's. Delight mule is real.
That was a good one.
Why looking up what that means? I have no idea what this means. Google did not help me. ChatGPT did not help me.
I told you, because it's generated. They're just having AI generate their titles. Where's some in-joke of some developer, and it's like,
why
put out whatever garbage?
Why give that to your players? It's just, it's so bad. Brave New Squirrel, Scott.
I want a brave new squirrel, though.
And just a little trash panda was mine. Okay. Basically, I come in when I need to round out a set thematically. Okay,
that one was real. You got me.
No. For Ree. No breath mint can contain me. Aim for my glowing weak spot on the road to nowhere.
Okay, so the first one is real because they love putting that, like, it makes me sad that people use gamer derogatory, because it is a way I often refer to myself. But they love, but in the way that it is generally used on the internet, they love putting gamer ass titles in there, where it's like people compare it with like a Mojo, or like that like Blob one was like the white tears like coming down his eyes, and then I see that all the time. That's an auto mute for me. I always check someone's title, and if I find the title even mildly jerkish, mute away. Sorry. Okay.
That's your heart.
So, no breath mint can contain me is real. Aim for my glowing weak spot is fake. Definitely one of our friends or clever listeners came up with that. And On the Road
100.
to Nowhere is also fake, because that is far too clever and is like a title I would probably, use as well. So like, so obviously it can't be real. It's just so clear. I mean, even if I weren't like, so far behind, I would snap on this.
You said the thing.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, I think that was a 6-pointer. Okay,
I got one wrong.
Aim for my glowing weak spots real. On the Road to Nowhere is from Snap Variants. Thank you for playing my game. I did the math live this time instead of making you read a Wikipedia article. Not that it wasn't enlightening. The scores, you closed the gap, Ree. It is 41 Ree to 46 Ben.
Really?
And it takes the Title Tussle title
but I was only 5 points behind. I'll take
I'm trying to give you a crown, but I don't know. Anyway.
I appreciate
Titles
it.
usually come with belts, actually, not crowns, right? So you get the Title Tussle belt.
This is the exception.
No, it's
a
tiara.
Proves the rule or whatever.
My tiara to Ben.
Next time, order will be restored. This is a fluke.
I don't like this. Is wrong.
It is.
Well
Ben just hit the ground running. All right.
Yeah, you're amazing. You did all that montaging and mountains training, and cold air breathing really worked out.
Until the next patch, when they add more slop.
More slop for the slop bucket. It's just like
here's
Lauren.
There are a couple I didn't use. Sawed off my tracking device.
What? Why?
Broke leg thumb wrestling.
Oh, sad. No.
Gotta stop dating succubi. That one's slightly funny. Okay.
That's fine. Yeah. I give it an okay out of whatever.
If you liked what you heard, accepting the garbage slop titles, continue listening. Follow, like, subscribe, comment, review, etc. All the good verbs. It's great. We love it. You can follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky and stuff. It's in the show notes. Check them out. They're helpful. We also have a community Discord. We are hitching a ride on Snap Judgment League Discord. But once you get there, there's a link in the show notes. Once you get there, you can go to the top channel thing and select the role for Snap on This, and you can get into our 2 channels, and it will be great. And in there, awesome. we have fun, and you can talk about, you give us secret homework suggestions.
Yeah.
And when you say nice things about us, it's really nice and we like it.
It is really nice.
Just saying.
It is true. And we do like it.
It's vastly appreciated. None of us
also, everybody in there is real nice. Nobody's jerks in there.
We appreciate all the comments and all that. Some of that's delegated. Like Ree specifically watches the Spotify comments, but when we get comments, she shares them with us, and I love seeing. Oh no, the name is escaping me right now. But the listener who's doing secret homework alongside us every week, I love that. It's super fun.
Cap.
Thank you.
Yeah, Blaze Cap.
Totally spaced it. Blaze Cap, you're a real one. You can also email us. Nobody does. Honestly, hit us up in DMs or Discord. But you can. snaponthispod@gmail.com. We are, perhaps unsurprisingly, considering the Discord server, we're, hanging on the coattails of. We are part of the Snap Judgments Network, where you can listen to other great shows like How Can She Snap on Sundays, Snap Decisions on Mondays and Tuesdays, and whenever there's something to talk about, and our show on Fridays, and Snap Judgments on Saturdays. There's always something good to listen to, a place to get a good deck, etc. But anyway, if you want to be here next week and hear us rag more on Bruce Banner, join us.
No, we're only going to say nice things.
I don't believe you. Anyway, same Snap time, same Snap channel. Y'all, this is follow up from Snap Decisions, not from our own podcast. But when we guested there with Joe, Ree recommended that we read Die, and I did, and it was amazing.
Yay! Okay, this means a lot to me because usually this is how my recommend. Because like I'm kind of a hipster of nerd stuff, where I'm like over something by the time it's cool. I read Game of Thrones like in middle school. I was way too young for those books when I read them. That's the glory of the library.
I mean, that's the best,
it's
right?
Like the most rebellious you can be, right? It's like because nobody's reading all those books to make sure you shouldn't be reading them.
I was reading Xanth books back then, and they were a little too risque for me, but
right?
But they were so fun.
But then usually the recommendation. So when HBO was going to make a show, and I know how it turned out, so But like this was the before times. And I went to all my friends. I'm like, HBO is making a show. It's this epic fantasy series, and since they have high budget, they probably do a good job, and I was
did for a while.
Yeah, and despite some problems here and there, but and then everyone was like, yeah, whatever, Ree, and I thought they at least heard me, and then months later, someone's like, hey, have you heard of this Game of Thrones show coming out? That sounds kind of cool. And it's just like, oh, but also at the same time, I have stopped ever pressuring people and recommends because I get we all have giant piles of stuff in our to watch, to read list, All right, sorry.
Anyway, if you want to check out a cool fantasy world, yeah, I loved it. It was super fun. The art was beautiful. I did not make it through the end without crying. Go figure. It's good stuff.
I would love to. Thanks for the rest. I don't know where to find it, but I will keep an eye out. I'm sure I'll run into it eventually.
Yeah.
As for my journey with the Game of Thrones, I also, as a hipster, read it before the show came out. I got into it because of the card game, because all the cool people at the game store were playing the card game.
The card game first. That's the normal path.
So I got into the card game. I was like, well, I got to read the books now. So I read the books, and then the show came out, and then I got to not pay attention to the show while other people were watching it in the same room, and I still knew what was going on because that first season are very faithful to the books, and all the stuff is very memorable. All the salacious incidents, they do stick in your mind.
They've shaped Ben and Rian who they are.
I guess. I don't know. I was in high school. I was probably less shapeable.
If you're a fantasy nerd, you know what I'm talking about. Wheel of Time has probably got the edge on people of several generations. Okay.
But no card game that I'm aware of, so I have not read it. I've heard great things about it. Everybody loves them, but no card game. Not interested.
Okay. So I've written essays.
The super duper long thing I've read is the Worm web serial, which is amazing. It's superhero stuff, but it's crazy long. Anyway,
sounds interesting.
So if anybody knows Worm, hit me up because nobody does, and I love Worm.